Hello to all cinema fans. This is Film Anatomy. In this video, we want to discuss 5 important sports documentaries with you. I bet you would also like to see the image of world sports champions in the cinema. If this is the case, I suggest you watch this video. We should also add that we are going to introduce and talk about more documentaries on the Film Anatomy channel. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next videos. Number 1. When We Were Kings. When We Were Kings, 1996, directed by Leon Guest. The result of the documentary maker Leon Guest's effort to record the presence of Clay Muhammad Ali in Africa for the controversial fight with George Foreman in 1974, which became known as the Rumble in the Jungle. A documentary that was produced in very difficult conditions, and it took 22 years to provide the budget and edit it. An effort that was worth his effort and brought the Oscar award to its director and became one of the most famous sports documentaries in the history of cinema. In When We Were Kings, the camera goes everywhere with Muhammad Ali, inside the bus, inside the hotel, among the fans and in the boxing ring. Among archival perfect images, interviews and some wonderful music performances, the film captures in the best possible way the greatness of the fight and the excitement in the atmosphere of one of the most memorable boxing matches in history. A heroic documentary that shows why this fight is that much important in the history of sports and what happens that Muhammad Ali Kelly becomes a legendary icon in the field of boxing. Number 2. Senna. Senna is a 2010 documentary directed by British Asif Kapadia. Asif is a documentary maker who has production of several sports documentaries in his portfolio. In this documentary, he goes to Ayrton Senna, the Brazilian champion of the Formula One competitions, and decides to make the film entirely with archival images of this athlete. The film depicts the dramatic story of Senna's life in car racing, from racing karts as a child to 3 championships in the world's most prestigious motor racing competition, and then his horrific and unfortunate crash at the 1994 San Marino race. In this film, Asif managed to show important aspects of the crazy life of the Brazilian hero from the archival and televised images of the Formula One races, video interviews and some home camera images. This documentary is one of the best biographical documentaries about a sports hero. Number 3. The Two Escobars. Colombia is a country of drug cartels. The film tries to deal with the connection between football and drug cartels. When the name of the drug cartels in Colombia is mentioned, the infamous Escobar should be mentioned. There is a famous saying that the drug cartels tore Colombia apart and soccer reunited the country. These two issues are well shown in the documentary The Two Escobars, directed by Zimbalist brothers. Under the pretext of showing the path of the Colombian national team until the 1994 World Cup, the film deals with the relationship between football and drug cartels, that at the head of which there is a cartel headed by Pablo Escobar. The documentary shows that Escobar and his notorious organization gave a lot of help to the national football team of this country. The team that had another Escobar is Andrés Escobar, the defender and star of the Colombian national team. Andrés Escobar was supposed to sign with AC Milan after the World Cup, but his fate was different. In the 1994 World Cup and in the third group game of the Colombian national team against the United States, Andrés Escobar accidentally scored an own goal, and the same goal caused Colombia to lose and eliminate them from the group stage of the World Cup. Andrés Escobar was shot 6 times in Colombia and killed 5 days later. It is known that they say that the murderer of Andrés Escobar was shouting, "Goal, goal, goal for Iran," after every shot. Andrés Escobar is killed in the same city where Pablo Escobar was killed in a fierce fight 6 months earlier. Andrés was killed by the remnants of Pablo Escobar's cartel. But by watching this documentary, we realize that maybe if Pablo had survived until the end of the World Cup, Andrés would never have been killed and would have achieved his dream of playing for AC Milan. This documentary is an interesting documentary for those who follow the history of the World Cup, especially the 1994 World Cup, where the murder of Andrés Escobar cast a heavy shadow over the tournament. Number 4, The Class of '92. We can't talk about a sports documentary but not mention the sport of football, especially a big club like Manchester United and the golden era of Manchester. An attractive and heartwarming football documentary about several local youths from Manchester, who all joined the senior team of Manchester United in 1992. Players like Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Philip and Gary Neville, David Beckham and Nicky Butt. The golden generation of Manchester United in the 90s, who were together for a decade and under the guidance of a great coach like Sir Alex Ferguson, achieved many honors. The focus of the film is more on the details of the life and daily life of these players in the first years of their presence in the Manchester United club. English celebrities talk about dreamlike Manchester team of the 90s and players talk about their memories of Sir Alex Ferguson. And they say what creative ways Sir Alex Ferguson had in mind to guide the players on and off the field. An attractive picture of a collective and long-term friendship that helped each of them to make their big dreams come true. If you, as a football fan, remember dreamlike Manchester United team in the 90s, you will not regret watching this documentary. The documentary tells all the ups and downs of these players very well. Number 5. Maradona by Kusturica. Emir Kusturica is a famous Serbian filmmaker and winner of 2 Cannes Palme d'Ors for When Father Was Away on Business and Underground. Films that brought Kusturica great fame in their time. In this film, Kusturica goes to the great legend of the football world, Diego Maradona. A fascinating biographical documentary about the Argentine football legend. Kusturica's approach in drawing Maradona's character is very creative and of course controversial. Kusturica himself comes in front of the camera, stands next to Maradona and tries to show how much his personality is similar to Maradona's. This point becomes a window to enter into the strange and contradictory details of the life of the Argentinian football legend. From the brilliant era of football to cocaine addiction. From running a strange church in his own name to being friends with Latin American leftist leaders and chanting harsh slogans against liberalism. The film dedicates a large amount of its sequences to Latin American music and provides a hearty and passionate potion for football fans and especially Diego Maradona fans. We have introduced 5 sports documentaries in the world of cinema. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I definitely recommend you to subscribe our channel, push the bell and stay tuned for our next videos. The good news is that this is not our last video about sports documentaries. In another video, we will introduce 5 more important documentaries about world sports champions. Thank you for being with us. Until the next video.